Piss off, Malfoy. Toad's gonna be Moron. That's Moron. That's where it stays. Right there. Where was I? I just went off for holidays. I don't not even know what I'm fucking at. Oh, you think I'm trying to trick you? You believe that I'm so simple as to try to slip something into your drink? Something that might loosen your tongue? He sneers at the idea as if it's beneath him. You offend me, Miss Granger. Believe it or not, I was trying an attempt at hospitality. Hospitality. He takes a large, slow sip from the bottle before lowering it from his hips and smiling at me again. Yes, I was attempting to be polite. But seeing as you seem to want... seeing as you don't seem to want anything to drink, turns the bottle upside down and allows the content to splash onto the floor. I watch as the clear liquid runs down the back along the black paving stones, falling into the cracks beneath them, all going to waste. Bastard! Bloody! I'm so thirsty! He puts the bottle back in his pocket and removes the quill and some parchment from his robes. He didn't magically levitate the parchment horizontally in front of him. He magically levitates the parchment horizontally in front of him and then balances the quill on top of it, just like that skier woman used to. But this quill isn't acid green, like hers was. It's blood red, and very small. He lets go of it, and it remains upright on the parchment. He turns his face to me, and notices my curiosity. This is a special quill. Fuck, I didn't even do any accent. This is a special quill, he remarks, almost as if he's making small talk with me. If you tell the truth, the ink will run black. If you lie, it will run red. He smiles mockingly at me. Just a precaution, you understand? Please don't be insulted that I don't trust you but to be truthful. Damn. Alright, so lying isn't an option. I should have known that he'd do something to make sure I had to tell the truth. But I still have an alternative. I have the option of keeping my mouth shut. He takes a step back from the levitation quill and parchment and speaks over them in a loud, clear voice. Lucius Malfoy, interviewing the mudblood prisoner Granger in cell 15. Mudblood prisoner Granger? Is Hermione too much to ask? The quill scrawls across the parchment in black ink. Lucius nods in apparent satisfaction before turning back to me with a small smile. Are you ready? Show him that you're strong. I smile right back at him, pulling my lips back with difficulty. Of course. He raises his eyebrows at my defiance, but continues to smile, enjoying this game of his own making. He pulls his wand out of his robes. Then we'll begin. He stands up straight, I stand up straight, feeling myself lift from the top of my head downwards. I'm not afraid of him. What a stupid lie. Let's start off, Miss Granger, he says almost politely, as a warm-up. If you will, I want you to tell me the names of Harry Potter's friends. What? I stare at him. I might be mistaken, but doesn't your son go to school with us? I ask. Wouldn't it be easier for you to just get this information off of him? I know he's not too bright, but surely he wasn't so dim-witted that he couldn't see who Harry was friends with at Hogwarts. I feel a sting slap across my face. Although he has not touched me, I swallow sharply. He's not smiling anymore. I did not ask you to insult my son, Mudblood. He points the one at me. Or for you to display that infuriating know-it-all attitude of yours. What I asked, I believe, was if you to tell me who Potter's friends are. You know who his friends are, Although I wanted to make his job as difficult as possible, I genuinely didn't know why he needed to ask me this. You must have some idea, anyway. Otherwise, you wouldn't have brought me here to answer the questions. There was a sharp sting on my cheek again, but I'm ready for it this time. You seem very slow to understand that I'm not here for your conversation, scintillating though it may be. His voice was growing quiet again. I must be starting to annoy him. I want you to tell me what I need to know. The reasons I have not asked Draco to provide me with this information is that he would only ever saw you in Hogwarts. He would not tell me who Potter's friends were outside of school, could he? But you can. So if you wish to do things the easy way, then I suggest you name every friend he has. You don't need to tell me about yourself or Arthur Weasley's worthless son, however. If we did not already know about the three of you were as close as you are, then we would not have been here. I center all my energy on how I hate him for calling Ron worthless. Alright, so Ron might be a bit of an idiot sometimes, but he's also sweet and caring and funny, and Lucius Malfoy isn't fit to lick his boots. He taps his foot, waiting for an answer. Do you want me to name Harry's friends? I say, trying to keep my voice as calm as possible. I'll tell you. His eyebrows arch in surprise. He didn't expect me to give him answers so quickly. Well, thank you for making my life a little easier. It seems you have some common sense after all. Do you want these names or not? I ask. He bawled, please. He's going to hurt me. My God, he's going to hurt me. Their names are Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, and Kermit the Frog. He doesn't recognize the names I'm rolling off. They're Muggle inventions, after all, but he knows that they're nonsense, without having to check the parchment to see what color the ink is. His face is clouding over with anger. But I don't stop. Bashful, sleepy, dopey, Rumpelstiltskin. He took the quill. It's running across the paper, scribbling down every stupid, ridiculous word I say, and I start to laugh. I can't help it. I know I should stop, but it's not very funny, but it's really... I really start to laugh. I laugh so much I can barely get the words out. The pain stops it dead. I gasp and look up at my hand, my fingers bending backwards. I'm glad you find yourself amusing, Lucius says, his voice dripping with callous sarcasm. After all, if we cannot laugh at ourselves, what can we laugh at? I look up at him, expecting him to smile, but he doesn't. His face is a blank mask once again, and he points at my arm with his wand. I look back down to see that my fingers are bent back almost in a right angle. Horrified, I try to use one hand to hold them back in place, but there's no use, as they continue to be forced backwards no matter what I can do. Back and back and back. Ah! Ow! Hurts, doesn't it? I feel the skin on my palm starting to stretch to tearing point. The bones in my fingers are popping and cracking, and they give way under the pressure. I grit my teeth, but although I try to stop myself, I begin to shout meaningless nonsense in pain. Does that hurt you, little mudblood? He has to raise his voice to make sure that I can hear him over my cries. Can you feel the pain in your fingers breaking? Screaming out for mercy. He's concealing the information I want. Worth this agony? You could stop it, you know. Right now, if you wanted to. Just tell me what I want to know. They're bending back as far as they can go, but still the force goes on, relentless, pushing them back and tearing and cracking the unbearable pressure, and I can't help it. I start to scream. Oh God, why won't this end? Just tell him who Harry's friends are. No! I bawl, and as I do, there's a huge wrenching pain right through the joints, and I scream in absolute agony as tears roll furiously down my face, and the pressure stops, but the pain remains. I look down at my hand, and my fingers are wonky and disjointed. I can't move them, no matter how hard I try. They're bloody broken! I choke on a sob. Full marks, Miss Granger. I cradle my ruined hand in to my chest as if they were an injured animal or a crying baby. I fall back against the wall, leaning all of my weight on it in a desperate effort to stay on my feet. I turn my head, hiding my face from him. I'm not going to give in to the satisfaction of seeing the agony he has caused me. I hear his footsteps move across the room, stopping when they reach me. I think we'd better start again, he says, his voice perfectly calm. No emotion, no remorse, no pity. How can he be so calm after what he's just done to me? I want you to name Harry Potter's friends for me. I raise my head and stare at him through the tears which are burning my eyes. You cruel, you evil. Believe me, I've heard it all before. He interrupts me, rolling his eyes, sounding almost bored. Any comment you wish to make on my character, I'm sure not to be new to me. Doesn't care. I can't look at him. I let my gaze fall to the floor. Now, he continues, his voice low. Tell me what I want to know, and I'll mend your hand for you in a second. No, this is nonsensical. No one could do this to another person. Surely, would it be so terrible just to tell him? Yes. Why? My patience is not limitless, mudblood. His voice rips me out of my thoughts. I would advise you to make things worse for yourself. I would advise you not to make things worse for yourself. I hate him. I hate him so much that I want him to die. Why do you need to know this so much? I ask, furious at how my voice is cracking uncontrollably. What? Why do you need to know who Harry's friends are? Is it such a crucial bit of information that it's worth torturing another human in order to acquire it? I clutched my poor, destroyed fingers to my chest, my entire body shaking uncontrollably. There's a long silence, punctured only by my heavy breathing. This information is important, believe me. Do you think I would be asking you to provide it if it were not? His voice was quiet again. I won't look at him as he speaks to me, and I resent your laying the blame at my door. You get in this in a heartbeat, but you have not the basic intelligence to save your own skin. One would say that you have brought this pain upon yourself, with your own stubborn willfulness. What do you expect me to do? I cry, tears of agony rolling down my cheeks. Give you what you want by betraying the friends that I love? Do you want me to be like you and abandon all my principles in order to survive? You make me sound like a bad thing, he replies nonchalantly. Believe me, you don't survive in these kinds of situations for as long as I have. You insist on holding true to principles. He grips me by the chin and forces me to look into his face.